Hello everyone and welcome back to your favorite series on the channel, the Break 970. Today we are out here on the hardest course in the country, I believe, being Skive. I've been here before, but back then I complained a little bit about T-pads. Guess what they did? Yeah, they made like the best T-pads you've ever seen. 970 rated out here is somewhere between 1 over and 3 over par, and since it's raining today, we're going to pick the 3 over par, and 1000 rated is 1 under. Hole 1 is right here, and let's just get into it and I'll explain the format for anyone who would for some reason not know it yet as we walk down the fairway. Hole 1 here has 2 different baskets, but 1 tee, so the furthest one is obviously the white one that we're going for. It's 112 meters away, slightly downhill, but a very tight tunnel. So we're going to try and hyzer flip this grace through there and hopefully just stay somewhere in the middle. There's OB on the left side that we don't want to hit, but other than that, I mean, let's be honest, this is a pretty wide fairway, so let's just hit it. I mean, that's a really nice hyzer flip down the middle of the fairway. Could have used like 1 or 2 meters more height, but that was gorgeous. Let's get down there. So, if you haven't seen this series before here on the channel, first of all, welcome. And second of all, the format is basically I'm trying to shoot 970 rated on 12 different courses throughout this year. The goal is to shoot 970 on at least 6 of them and shoot 1000 rated on at least 1 of them. That's my 2 check marks that I need to get. And so far, I haven't been doing so well. I'm 0 for 4 playing courses around here, so it's about time we get going, honestly. Obviously 3 over out here seems doable, but it's a woodsy course, highly technical, and I believe rating wise it is actually the hardest course in the country. So it's not going to be a cakewalk, especially with the rain out here. Haven't had rain in Denmark for like 3 weeks, so it's almost kind of feels new, which is weird to say when you live in Denmark, which is, you know, sporadic rain every single day. Well, we're here with a jumper on 1, which I don't mind. I'm still contemplating if I want to dry off the putters or let them be wet. Because, you know, some pros just putt with their putters wet when it's raining and just forget about trying to dry them off. But as long as it's not raining more than this right now, I think I'm going to try and dry them off. And then if it gets worse to a point where my towel gets more wet than comfortable, then I might putt with them wet. Come on! Aw, that definitely didn't get there. Well, par on 1. That's better than my average, that's for sure. Always take bogeys on 1, no matter the course. Hole 2 here is only 71 meters, but it's in that direction, and there's a Mando right here. Last year in a tournament, people were going out over here, so I guess that's what they're trying to avoid. Just the big hyzer. Historically, my best play has been an extreme hyzer flip with my lefty with this diamond, because then it turns a lot in the beginning and then flattens out. You need to get really right without pushing the backside too much. So that's what we're going to try and do. Actually, they kind of opened up the high gap more for the righty turnover putter. That could be a better play. I'm going to do that. One thing that I've realized lately is that if I can throw a putter backhand anywhere and justify it, I'm going to do it, because it's my favorite thing in disc golf, just like joy-wise. And also, I'm pretty good at it, so we're going to try this. A lot of mosquitoes out here. Really should have had my mosquito spray with me. Turn. More, more, more. Okay. We got some okay distance. I think it's like just outside circle 2 maybe. Wanted it to be a little bit higher and a little bit more angle, so it will pan more to the right. So the timing of this video is maybe not perfect, because I'm coming right off of my worst tournament this year. And I haven't been playing well in general this year. Like, I've been putting really bad in tournaments, which isn't usually how I do things. I usually throw bad. But in Aalborg recently, I played like a 910 average rating, which I'm super disappointed about. Right now I'm at my peak of my PDGA rating. Shooting anything good here in this month should lead me to a new record on my PDGA rating, so could be pretty fun. Obviously The reason for this series and why it's 970 is because that's the goal for my season, is to become a 970 rated player, which is a pretty high goal, but I also train a lot and really put a lot of time into it, which should make it possible. We are right here. Must have cut a little bit back in the end, which is obviously not optimal, but I have a 22 meter look here. See if we can spin it in there. As long as I'm just giving myself looks from like circle 2 and stuff, I think it's okay on this course, because usually that won't lead to bogeys. Fade. No, too early. Good line though. Dude, I really need to move fast with all of these mosquitoes, huh? They are attacking me like crazy. Oh man, well, that's a par on 2. Hole 3 here is a very tricky par 4, 167 meters, which isn't too far, but it's a very tight gap here to begin with. The play is to hyzer flip it through the middle gap right here, and then have it ride left a little bit, follow the fairway, and then there's a forehand after that, pretty much. I'm gonna just club down a little bit to an invader to try and keep it in the fairway. But this is a tight gap. I don't promise anything here. And if you hit first available, it's pretty much an instant bogey unless you kick to a lucky place. I did hit the gap pretty good on 1 though, so let's just have confidence. Oh, that's so close. That felt really good. Really good angle. Would have flipped up to flat, but we hit just on the right side of the gap, so have a long ways to go still. Okay, we didn't kick too far left though. So I can still reach out into the fairway. Well, not into the fairway, but into a place where I can reach the fairway potentially. Ah, I can't stand like that. Like this maybe? Oh yeah, that's it. Just gonna go for like a little touchy forehand with my Pacific OS here. See if I can start it on any and have it pan out. Oh man, I'm gonna have mosquito bites everywhere when I come home. Hold it. Now kick left. Just doesn't hit anything. Dang. Well, I know there is a very tiny inside fairway over there, so maybe we can craft something up there, but I think we should be okay with just a bogey here at this point. Okay, it looks like a couple of trees have fallen down right here, pretty much closing any opportunity that I thought I had. So now I don't even know if I can progress anywhere. Maybe like a forehand roller out there, or just right down. No, there's something on the ground. Forehand rollers don't work very well out here because the ground is not so smooth. Maybe a thumber there. I think I like that actually. Let's try a thumber through this gap right out into the fairway. Should get out there and then start heading to the right if I do this correctly. Oh yeah, perfect. All right, I think we got the bogey. Wow, that was really good. Thumbers out here with my skill set might seem a little bit crazy and gambly, but on a course like this, you have to just be confident in all of your scramble tools because you're gonna need every single one of them. I'm gonna go with like a no glide spy. It's a pretty huge gap here for a little forehand upshot, so. I freaking nailed that tree, huh? That's really not what we wanted. Well, I have a circle 2 putt again. I mean, that's a freaking monster gap. Like, I'm never gonna get an easier upshot than that. Gonna need to get that one dialed before we get into the tighter woods. Ooh. It's short again. Ah, double bogey. Can't let the morale go down. Bogeys and double bogeys will come out here. That's just how the course plays. But that could have definitely been prevented. That's for sure. All right, going into a par 3 that I have completely dialed down, hopefully. All right, 82 meters, par 3, turnover gap, or like flat to slightly pan to the right kind of gap. The wingman, if I managed to throw it flat, would be absolutely perfect here, But I'm not very confident in my wingman game, so I'm thinking about throwing a putter. And just taking my 5-meter putt or whatever I can get with that. Now let's do the wingman. Let's do the correct thing for the shot. Why do I have the wingman in the bag if I don't throw it on this hole specifically? Like this is a perfect shot for it. Because I do only have like 75 meters on my putters comfortably. After that, I'll have to start like really mushing on it, and that's usually not a good idea in the woods. Throw it flat. Just imagine it's a putter. Let it turn in there. And sit. Oh, I hit a tree. I think it's barked. I nailed it. Let's go. Do you hear that snap as well? I love it. Thank you, buddy. That was very nice of you. All right. That's one for the bounce back stat. Let's go. It's a birdie. Back to 1 over. And now we're coming out to the bomber par 5. I have been thinking about lately actually taking the mid-ranges completely out of my bag because I just can't get the right feeling in my hand when I throw mid-ranges. Like, they just feel weird and wrong, like right in between the fairway and the putter, and that's just, it's not what I want. I love throwing putters, and I just really don't like the mid-ranges. They fly that 10-15 meters further. So for that hole specifically, that's like the perfect shot. Although that one would have actually been too long. So I'd love to be able to throw it, but that hole might have kept it in the bag for a month more or something. Now this though is a 238 meters par 5. Gotta go pretty much 130 to 140 meters, I believe. Straight ahead out here through the open space, and we're going into the woods after that. If I hit the absolute perfect drive, I can potentially get an eagle here, but we're not gonna count on it. But we're gonna try. So here goes the rain jacket. Launcher US. Try and start it pretty much flat, or maybe on a little bit of aim even. Keep it up high, nose down. Let it turn to the right. Well, started it on hyzer. Definitely not the release I was going for, but that works pretty fine. Not for the eagle, but birdie is definitely in play still. Okay, I did actually make it to the gap, and it may even like 5 meters too far for the main gap. So I guess it's not 130 meters here, probably 110. So the eagle is kind of still in play potentially, but would have needed to be a little bit closer to the gap then. I'm gonna throw a forehand flex of some sort, maybe just with my launcher OS. There is a basket right in there that you might be able to see, but that's the FPO basket. We're playing from the same tee here. So we need to go like 50 meters further than that. Wow, that's really good. A little bit high, probably took a couple of meters out of it, but I think we're probably between 30 and 40 meters from the basket now for a potential long eagle putt. I don't know. Look at this fairway here. Pretty much shaped a flex shot up here in this airspace, and it went back to the right. And you can see our basket down that little corridor. I mean, I'm past the FPO pin in too, so that's a good distance marker, right? Okay, we're right here. Like 35 meters. Probably not going for an eagle here, but I will definitely take a birdie. Well, I'll definitely want a birdie and be satisfied with it. Can't guarantee anything yet. There's a sniper gap, but I'm definitely not doing that. Oh, I can just forehand it out there. That's nice. Yeah, I think it's pretty much parked. Just thought for a second I gave it a little too much, but I think it's good. Oh, yeah. it's definitely good. What a way to erase the double bogey instantly with 2 birdies right back to back. Oh, umbrella in the basket. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. And with that, 2 amazing birdies right after each other, it's time to talk about today's sponsor, the birdie card. The birdie card is this little wooden plate that helps you keep track of your birdies that you have already gotten out here on the course. You can see that last time I was here, I birdied 4 and 12, Wait, that's 13. And now we just birdied, wait, that was 4, one of them. Ah, dang, I already birdied that one. Well, we got hole 5 as well. So we got to click that out. And now we can see we don't need those 3 anymore. This is actually the one thing on my bag that I get the most comments about. A lot of people come up to my bag and say like, oh, what's that thing? This is a wooden thing. Oh, that's really cool. And that's because the design is awesome, obviously. It's designed for a specific course. Right here it says Skive Disc Golf Course 2024. And U-Disc course layout. And of course, these important 18 birdies that you want to get. It's absolutely amazing, and I think it looks really cool, and it's a perfect way to give yourself a little extra incentive to birdie any hole, and specifically the ones that you have missed. So get yourself one at birdiecards.shop and use the code GSOFAN for 10% off, or use my link in the description. That'll automatically enter the code for you. Thank you for listening, and go get it. It's a good way to support me and my YouTube journey. I don't expect to get the turkey though, because this next par 4 is really tricky. That's kind of a theme out here. The par 4s out here are really, really tricky, because they always have pretty tight woods that you need to navigate. And if you just hit the wrong tree on one of the shots, it's like worse than OB. They moved this tee pad. See, the tee pad actually used to be over here. Now they moved it a little bit more right, meaning that you need to go more right compared to the gap. I actually love this change, because it was a very simple tee shot before, and then a really hard second shot. Now it's kind of 2 hard shots. Gotta land. You can kind of see the opening right out there that you need to get to. That's the mission of the first shot. Get to the fairway there. Before it was just chip forehand. Now I feel like you might have to throw like a flip up forehand or a backhand of some sort. I think I like the backhand actually. I'm in the perfect spot right in the middle of the gap. I'm a genius, am I not? So that was in fact the absolute perfect drive. I don't think it can be done any better. I mean, you could go distance drive and try to flex it in there, but basket is right down this alleyway. Right there. So still a very tricky shot, especially going over this little hill, and with my low release forehand, can be a little bit uncomfortable actually. Just throw it flat, right over the hill. Let it right in there. Pretty good. Go and be a spy. Oh, didn't quite flip up enough. I mean, I did say I was gonna throw it flat, but I don't know. I couldn't convince myself. Still in the fairway though. I think we're in circle 2 for the birdie, which is really good. Don't get me wrong. I think this might be one of the harder holes on the course, just because, actually, no, I don't know. Well, I don't know. It's the hardest second part of a hole on the course. I don't even know if that might even be a stretch as well. Why does this feel so hard? It's just a placement shot. No far shots or anything. You just don't have a lot of space to work with. You've got to make sure to land in the exact perfect spot, and then it's a completely straight shot to the basket. It's just hard, but challenge is my favorite part of disc golf, which is placements, like distance control, and throwing it straight. And we are in short circle 2 actually. I can't do my step through putt because it's a straddler, but that's fine. Just give me anything outside this, like right outside the circle, and I'll will it in there because I want it. That's too high. That's way too high. What was that? Well, I've been missing the other short, so I guess I was like, come on, give it some height, don't miss it short. And we definitely didn't, so progress. Now we just gotta, you know, find the happy medium. Still a par. I'm really happy with that, honestly. Hole 7 here is the horseshoe hole. Gotta go through the fairway here and land here on the first shot. And if you don't get to there, it's a layup to there because we were throwing over OB on the second one. So really got to make sure to get it into the gap here and fade left. And what will do that? The Paladin, maybe? Kind of thrown on a slight hyzer. Just throw it at the backside there, kind of high. And it'll fade off right in time. I think that's the play. Because you don't want to go too far. You'll hit some trees. I pushed too deep. I don't know what's wrong with me right now, but I'm hitting my gaps. What's going on? This is not tournament me, that's for sure. I have to say, guys, like this, it's 1 year ago they started this place. Or they created this course like a year ago, and this is what it looks like now. Maybe cut back to, or show a clip from me complaining about the tee pad 1 year ago on this exact tee, because it was absolutely crazy. Dude, I can't throw standstills. Tee pad sucks, man. That's ruining this hole for sure. This is not okay, I think. Can't have this as a tee pad. It's worse than the rough. And now they just, I don't know. Can we get Skive Disc Golf Group to just like manage every course in Denmark? It would be a disc golf paradise. Okay, so you really wanted to fade earlier, huh? I pushed into the tree line. And now it's decision time. Do we just lay up, take our par? Or do we go for the crazy shot over the OB? Through some weird gap over here? Let's try and get it there. I don't know, let's look at it. I don't know why, but for some reason my camera couldn't save the footage I just shot to the memory card, it says. Super weird, so I just lost 2 shots. Basically, I went for it with the first one, hit a tree, and then laid it up to here. So this is my par putt now. No, Andrew, you freaking suck at putting. Oh, that was so wet. Oh my goodness, that's so cold. Ah, it's so frustrating. It's a 5-meter putt, dude. Oh well. That ends up being a bogey. After that, what felt like a perfect tee shot, but unfortunately it was too long. Ah, sad. Oh well, that makes me 1 over par. Alright, let's leave that behind. Par 4, hole 8, 177 meters. Gotta go pretty much, what, 90 meters ahead here, probably. And then cut into the right. And then the basket is very deep in there, so you want to actually get into the gap a little bit here on the first shot. I'm gonna go launcher OS, try and throw it out there on the left side. Kind of act like it's hole 4 in Aalborg. Maybe a little bit shorter. That is rude. That looked perfect. I guess it did say flat and then put a little bit of any on it, and that's what kept it straight that 5 meters longer than I needed. And ended up hitting the backside trees, but it kicked down into the fairway, or like close to the fairway, to a point where I think I have a scramble shot maybe for birdie. Did make some good meters, but hey, that drive kind of, I mean, that kind of deserved to get in there for an easy birdie, didn't it? I mean, it's so far still, but I mean, if I feel confident throwing straight through a 1 meter gap, there's a way directly there, but I think we have like almost 100 meters still. I'm gonna throw a forehand flex slash turnover or something out here on the right side. You will probably see a basket in there on the right. That's not the one, that's the FPO one. It's in that direction. I can't make it to the basket, so I may have to actually play for par now. I needed to be here so I could throw a backhand. Why so high though? Is the real question. Why so high? It's the correct angle and everything, and I hit the gap and everything, but way too high. You know, bite me in the butt. Okay, it might actually not bite any butts, because it is only 35 meters or so from here. So just a little forehand chipper through here. Should be easy, really. Yep. Did I short arm it? Oh, I'm ridiculous. No, okay. It's like 7 meters. But like, I don't know. Distance control with my forehand chippers, not hot lately. Fortunately, a good putt can save any terrible upshot. Am I ever in my life going to shoot 970 if I can't putt from 7 meters? Probably not, right? This is exactly how the tournaments have been lately. Bad upshots, terrible putts. It's just so frustrating to miss an up and down from 40 meters. Like, that should never happen ever in your life. After that bogey, we're 2 over par. And at least we have a forehand hole here. Forehand flex through here. My forehand with this launcher OS has been very confident today. And flying really well. So we're just going to go with that. Hopefully just miss that one tree in the middle. I'm going to try to miss it on the right side. That's why I'm going for the overstable approach here. And then you just got to get in that direction. But first, got to make it to the corner, which is about 100 meters away. Come on, you know how to do this, that's for sure. No, you freaking... So frustrating. Okay, I need to calm down a little bit. Dude, you're trying to keep it cool out here on the course, right? While playing... I feel like I'm actually playing really good, and then some of my good shots are just not in the right distance control and everything, because I don't know the course so well. And all of a sudden, start missing a couple of putts, and you're over par, even though you feel like you should be 3 under with the way that you're playing. And then you try to keep your cool. The mosquitoes are freaking everywhere. It's so frustrating. Like, you can't get to stand still and actually calm down at any point out here. Excuses, but man, oh man, am I frustrated right now. Alright, keep your cool, Andrew. Keep your cool. Fortunately, even though that was an absolute shank, I'm still in the fairway. Probably birdie out of the equation again, because you need to hit the absolute perfect tee shot out here to get a birdie. Unless, okay, I'm actually seeing a high gap, which is, you know, an opportunity to get either a double bogey or a birdie. Uh-oh. Zet keep his cool, but what's actually going to happen? You guessed it. It's a mental breakdown. Basket is in that direction over there, but I'm seeing a gap up there, which could get me over there. My disc is right here. Of course, right behind a stump, but that's deserved. Okay, I'm going to go lefty, spike heiser, with something kind of flippy, the Grace maybe, up there, and it will flip up and go right. I do actually feel like it's the safest play. Like, going down through the gap here would be crazy. It's much smaller than the gap in the heaven. No, dude! Hit the freaking tree! It's such a huge gap! Can't miss that. Okay, I'm literally screaming your faces off right now. I'm really sorry about that. I just really want to not be 0-5 on the 970. I mean, tell me that's not the gap to go for. There's no way. It's huge. Cut to the right. Okay, that's really good. I made it past the fairway a little bit, actually. It's not a good bid. Well, it was chain high. All right, hole 10. Basket is that way. Fairway is that way. Tee is here. So we're throwing a hyzer up there, fading left pretty severely. And this is another one where I have gone for that diamond spike hyzer flip, but I feel like it doesn't really turn that much. Like, I should be able to just act like it's hole 2 and elbow maybe, and go for like a fan grip fairway driver, nose up, get it up there and let it fade left by itself. I think I'm gonna do that. Pacific OS. Actually, I don't think I dare to fan grip anything right now, because the rain kind of moists up everything and it's hard to keep a nice grip. Hey, it's Christian! He's here, finally. I need the moral support. This is the man behind all of the awesome tee pads that we have out here.
Is it working out for you?
Oh, definitely. These are like the best tee pads I've ever seen.
Oh, good.
Where did you get the turf?
Well, the turf is actually paddle courts.
Oh.
So it's from this place called Kunstgras, Denmark. And it's real easy because they're just loosely placed, as you can see. So we can just roll them up and we can take them back in for the winter if we want to, if we need to maintain things. So it's really easy. It takes us about a couple of hours to get all of them out. They weigh like 17 kilos a piece. It's
that's pretty smart.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like the grain of the grass works way better than other artificial turfs that I've tried. Like
they're
I
a
don't.
little shorter. That might be it.
Yeah, that might be it, or it's just because it's new. I'm not sure.
Could be. We're still going to put a lot of sand in them as well, just to preserve them and stuff.
Yeah.
That's coming next week. So
Makes sense.
Yeah.
But I definitely haven't had any slipping problems today, so appreciate that. Oh yeah, I got a skip as well. That's really nice. Appreciate it. All right, time to finally hit a putt, right? I think one of my problems have been I've been standing over the putt too long, thinking too much, and then the more you look at the basket, the smaller it gets. That's just how it works. So let's look away for a second and just confidently jam it in there. And that's what happens. Stroke doesn't work, huh? That is frustrating. Another frustrating par. Hole 11 here, a very daunting one. I don't know, does this gap look bigger than it has been before?
Cut down one of the trees.
You cut down one of the trees, okay. Which one?
Left.
Oh, that one. I see. Yeah. All right, that makes sense. Because I definitely used to throw a forehand through the gap, but now I feel like the backhand gap is way bigger. So that's what we're gonna do. I kind of want to throw a flex to open up the gap a little bit, don't I? So maybe the Paladin. Oh! And a kick right. Oh, that looks like a bogey, doesn't it? Classic bogey situation. So Christian, you are, I guess, are you the head of the club out here? That's what you'd say?
Yeah, currently, yeah.
Yeah. So, first, somehow you have made this course in like 1 year, or like 2 years, or when did it start?
Well, it started during COVID, actually. We used to go to Viborg, and we decided we wanted to get something closer, so we formed a club.
Yeah.
And it took us about 1 year to get the baskets in, but it's really been a process of, we're coming up on 2 years now to get this built to the state it's in now. So obviously the thing that took time was getting permissions and everything, and to do the tee pads. That was really the big thing.
Yeah, that's usually a problem out here.
Yeah, it's a common problem now.
Yeah.
But we're getting there. As I said earlier, we're updating the tee signs and the tees a little bit, and that's pretty much it. Then the course is going to be good to go for some hopefully larger tournaments.
I mean, I think it's definitely good to go for some larger tournaments now, because I've said it on the camera a couple of times already, but I was out here a year ago and complained about the tee pads and everything, and like kind of the state of where it was. Not, I mean, obviously compared to how fast you got it into the ground, it was not bad at all. But somehow you've just managed to like fix everything, and
we try.
It's so fast. Yeah. Everything goes fast out here. I love it. I'm contemplating whether or not this is actually a better course than Boyens now, which is my favorite course in the country. So yeah, starting to become one of my favorites, even though I'm getting beat up today and having to do stuff like this. But I guess that's a common issue out here, no?
Yep. Choose your battles.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just gotta lay up.
Indeed. And now from there I can chuck it straight into another tree and have to lay up from it there. I mean, I appreciate it. But you have like a series of tournaments out here with Viborg as well, right?
Yeah, so we work with Viborg in what we call the Whiskey Cup, Viborg Skive, and it's four individual stops, basically, 2 at each club.
Yeah.
And we're hosting the next one here in about 2 weeks.
2 weeks, yeah. Kind of looks like a forehand flex, doesn't it? I mean, good meters compared to how terrible that release was. We might be able to save a bogey, which, like we say out here, the par fours, if you don't get right off the tee, it's an instant bogey pretty much.
Yeah, you're basically having to work for your par at least. It's if you get off the fairway too much, you're not going to risk it. You're just going to have to play it safe, at least on a lot of these holes in the back nine. At least
yeah,
it gets pretty tight.
What is like the goal for the course? Like what kind of tournaments do you want out here? What's your next thing in scope?
Well, next thing we're looking for, of course, is we will eventually be bidding to get the Danish Championship.
Yeah, please do.
That's a big one for us. And we'll see where it goes from there. Obviously, a dream of ours is to have some international events here as well.
Yeah.
We are looking to host part of the Danish disc golf experience here as well.
Oh, right. I saw that actually.
Yeah.
And is that locked in or?
Well, depends on the number of attendees and how the schedule all works out. But it's definitely something we want to get the best players up here to play this course for one round at least.
Yeah, that would make sense. That would be a good addition to the rest of the courses. Where's the gap? This one? I think that's it. Something needs to change with the releases now if I want to make my goal. Nice. Let's go. All right, hole 12. Hole 12. Oh, that's the long par 3, right? That's probably just a par. Would you say this is mainly a forehand or a backhand course in general?
I think it's a pretty decent combination. What I do hear from people out here is there's a lot of backhand flex lines if you're right-hand backhand.
Oh yeah.
But there's a lot of, for instance, hole 12 you're coming up on. Obviously, I play the shorter tees.
Yeah.
Used to be a backhand hole for me, but switching to the forehand, I find that I park it like 2 out of 3 times. So it's.
Oh.
I think.
I mean, I definitely can see the forehand being easier to get in there because you can get some extra distance on the Anheuser.
Yeah, obviously from the longer tee, it's a bit more difficult. It's much longer to get there. I think it plays like 120 or something.
Yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds about right.
Getting a forehand down there is going to be really, really tricky, but.
Yeah, I don't even really see the line for the forehand, but I may have to if I want the birdie.
Yeah, it's going to have to hold that Anheuser for so long and then flatten out.
I kind of want to try the forehand though. I kind of want to try it. Okay, so it is 103 meters directly to the basket, but it curves to the left like a banana. And if you want to throw the backhand, like Christian said, it's about 120 meters of power on like a hyzer flip. And I don't think I have that. So I'm going to try. This is an experiment, but we need to play a little bit aggressively. So launcher US, put on a little bit of hyzer in the beginning, kind of high, let it turn over, and right in there. It should be doable. No, what? Was that the backside?
That was the backside of the last tree on the right, but you're still just around circle 2.
Okay. I mean, that was a really good shot. All right, I think it's like 27 meters. Lined up for an Anheuser putt, so maybe we can get it there. I'll try. I just hit that. I almost hit myself in the face. What am I doing? Well, this is a different type of day, huh? Maybe don't go for longer jump putts, huh? That completely stuck to my finger. Still a complete yank. I got sap on my putter. That's when you know it's a good day. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe I should have gone with the wet putters, huh? It's hard not to give up at this point, huh? So wait, what is that? I'm 4 over, and then this will be a double bogey if I hit that. I'm gonna be 6 over now. How do you fix putting? Like this type of putting. When you go in the basement and practice every single day for like an hour, and you're the best putter in the world, and then as soon as you get into like an actual situation, you just miss everything. It's my situation. All right, the famous hole 13. Now remember, I do have this one on my birdie card already, so really no incentive to to birdie this other than I really need a birdie at this point. Crazy Anheuser flex here. 124 meters, huh? Basket is in that direction. The fairway follows first a little bit to the right and then left in the end. Actually, just perfectly shaped for a backhand flex shot. Do you have anyone out here that like consistently gets this birdie?
Not consistently,
no.
No, I don't think there are any holes but the first few, like 1 and 2, maybe 10.
Yeah.
Or we can say anyone consistently gets the birdie. Right? So it's all going to be your form on the day. Again, as you know, it's one good shot's just not going to cut it. You're going to have to be spot on with the putting and with your up shots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like on an average club match out here, what is it one in from the white tee?
From the white tee.
Or do you have any people playing from the white tee?
Well, we don't have that many, but I would say in general from the white tee, if you're anywhere between plus a couple to plus 10, you're doing quite well.
Yeah. It's been like that in the tournaments out here as well. It's kind of crazy, but I feel like with these tee pads, might get a few people under par this in a couple of weekends, because to me it's definitely like 1 or 2 stroke advantage. Ooh. Oh, it snuck inside. Well, didn't quite start on the Anheuser. Just flat on the top, but I'll definitely take that. Got through the gap and might have like a circle 2 look. This would definitely be a momentum builder if I could hit this. I guess it was really in the way, huh? Got it in my face as well. Well, that's a par. Not too shabby on that hole, I guess. Okay, hole 14, par 5, 220 meters. And Christian says they're thinking about moving this tee pad even further back just to make it a little harder. But I think it's a decent challenge from here already. I think I'll just throw evader straight, maybe. Kind of slow. Let it fade back into the middle. A little bit left. Oh, nice kick. Kick back a little bit to the right. We're in the middle. Then we can still make it. It's not too far. This looks so much further than the 227 from the tee. It feels like 200 from here. I mean, the clever play would be to just play a putter, right? So let's do the clever play. Now I do have sad news actually. My favorite zoom, the sparkle one that flew completely straight, has been officially lost. For the time being, at least, when I played the tournament in Ulva Open. And Northstar has sent me some new ones, but they haven't made it here yet, so I'm back to old trusty Jesus Warden until I get my new zooms. See if it can fly straight. Well, it might be able to fly straight if you throw it like flat. It's not too bad, actually. I think you can still make it from there, right?
A little bit on the left, but you got a good open shot, the forehand.
Yeah, exactly. The forehand up. 97 from here? Okay. Flex forehand. Gotta get 3 out of the last 5 birdies here, so really gotta make sure to take our chances here. I mean, I keep trying. I'm trying so hard. It even kicked right. Oh, that's gonna be tough. Basket is that way. Good luck me. I think it has to be a forehand roller. Well, I have an up and down for bogey. Get up and down for bogey. If I get my bogey here, I have to birdie out. It's not a good situation considering I was like even through 8. Stupid Andrew. And that's freaking ridiculous. Actually, it's like a 7-meter putt. Just hit it. I'm not even gonna say anything. Whew. The dream is alive. It's still alive, but it's barely breathing. That's how they say, isn't it? All right, Christian is off. They have like a little match in the club here in a half an hour, so you need to make groups for that. But oh wow, do they do well out here, don't they? Really gotta appreciate people who put in so many hours of their own spare time to create joy for the rest of us in such a nice course like this one. So big applause for him. And the next one here, I think this one and 17 are the hardest for me to birdie. But this one, hole 15, is a forehand shot. So there is a chance, but I'm really sad. 'Cause with the start and with how I was hitting my gaps early in this round, it just lined up well for even the 1000 rated, right? But That's my struggle lately. The short game just isn't there. It's not consistent to a point where I can trust it. 119 meters. It's kind of like the long banana backhand hyzer flip on hole 12. But this one is just the opposite way, so it's a flip up forehand instead, which is better for me because I throw farther like that. Now my grip is terrible again. You know that feeling when it rains and you dry off your hands and dry off the discs and everything, and your hands get even more dry than before it had rain on it, and then you just can't hold anything at all? It's kind of how I feel today. No, I can't grip it. Literally slipped on my backswing, like slipped out on my thumb a little bit. You guys might be thinking like, what are we looking at? And honestly, I don't even know at this point. Basket is like in that direction-ish, so I'm gonna throw a thumber in that direction-ish. I think we're in the circle. It might even be pretty close, in fact. Not too shabby. Should have done that from the beginning. Hole 16 here is an island hole, actually. You got to make it inside of that. Those little, I don't remember what they're called. Logs, that's what it is. Obviously I have forehand here because the gap is like it is, but I can't get grip on the forehand right now. So we're going lefty backhand, probably with the Paladin, I think. It might be a little more disc than I actually need, but I'd rather slow down a little bit on a Paladin than have to pump it with a wingman. I mean, no, there's no way it skipped out. Oh, I cannot throw a disc any better, dude. Oh, that was almost an ace run if it was just a little bit higher. Wow, that was a beautiful shot, but I think it skipped out the backside. Right, so it did indeed skip out the backside, but there used to be a drop zone down there, but I can't find it. I don't know where the drop zone is now. I guess we will just play it as like play it where it went OB. I cannot find a drop zone. Well, I'm sure it used to be right there. Well, I went out right here. I guess I should have gone mid-range. Note to self. Next time, do actually go mid-range, probably. I'm a joke. I'm an absolute joke. The daunting hole 17. It's a par 4. And this is another hole that I complained a little bit about on my last video because it was closed here, so you had to go up and around on the left side there, which is still the safe play, but now they actually opened up a more direct play that actually lets you get a little bit farther. And you need to get at least 90 to 100 meters up this fairway to even have an angle for the birdie. I can actually see the basket directly through here. That's kind of fun. Yeah, in that direction, way down there. There's a Mando you gotta get left of. Big kudos to the group for actually changing this, in my opinion, because now there is a risky birdie play, which I think there should be on a hole like this. And I'm gonna go for that risky birdie play with a grace. Backhand. Hopefully we're just gonna absolutely nail it. Needs to go quite close to the mandatory tree. And then just turn to the right. Turn. I pured the gap, but on a little too much hyzer, so it just went straight. I like kicked so far left. I kind of have like the third fairway now. Basket is over there, but there's no way of getting in there. So, but I have this open spot right here. Guess I'll just throw a putter through there, out into the open, and have an easy par. Would have liked like 7 more meters, but I think it's good. I technically have like a long birdie bit now, but with how the putter has been sticking to my hand in this round, I don't even dare to go for this. I'm afraid of being embarrassed. You're a YouTuber, Andrew. You don't care about being embarrassed. It's literally what you're doing. That's how it works. Hey, nice little flex layup. I like just got the disc to here and just let go because I didn't want to grip lock it into a tree. Oh, it's ridiculous, dude. What am I turning into? This little scaredy cat doesn't dare to play disc golf anymore because I'm afraid of grip locking a putt even. Bro, this isn't me. Where's the aggression? The fire? You all know it'll be back as soon as you turn on that next video of yours. Well, if it's a video with me at least. I will say, if you've made it this far in this video, I really do appreciate you, because man, oh man, I'm sorry you had to watch that complete meltdown of mine. Final hole, par 3, 102 meters. It's right there, straight ahead. Not an easy hole by any means, but one of the easier ones out here. If I had my forehand grip dialed, I'll go forehand through this left gap, because there's OB on the left side that you don't want to kick out to, but I really only have one option here, and that is a backhand. Double kick to the right. I might be out on the road. I didn't even know that was in play for this hole. All right, I'm obviously done, and I just had to switch batteries just before, so you guys don't have a plastic bag over your head, and it just started raining a little bit more. I'm gonna cut the video here, a little bit short. Let's just say I took a bogey here, and did like 9 over par or something like that. Thank you so much for watching the video. I really appreciate it, and let me know, what course do you want to see next on this Break 970 series? And stay tuned for later this week, where I'm doing a match play against someone called Nikolai Senfeldt. Probably the best and cleanest form you will ever see. Subscribe if you want to see more of my content, and have an amazing day. I'll see you in the next one.